court, bro. So we're playing Hackney White Heat
Mm.
in a really important game.
Mm.
And then, you know how Hackney White Heat, I'll be honest with you, yeah? Growing up, I didn't like that no mercy shit. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like that shit, bro.
Really?
No, I didn't like that shit.
How come?
Yeah, like...
Did you understand the concept of it?
After I spoke to Laurent Irish, I understood what it was. I didn't know who Joe White was, you know?
Oh, okay.
I came a bit late. So I'm hearing these youths talking about no man, and I'm from East as well. I'm from the ends as well. You know what I'm saying? You don't say no man to me. Like I was like, nah, you're in about this. Like,
but you know what film that's from as well, right?
No, I don't.
Have you ever seen a film called Karate Kid?
Yeah.
That's I believe. Listen, I'm not sure if it is, but that's the only film that I've seen where it says, and guys in Hackney, if I'm wrong, I was late to the party. We all know that. But I'm just saying that's the only film that I saw where it said the enemy deserves no mercy, no mercy. That's the only film.
I agree.
And you're a film head as well. You're a film head. So that's why I'm making that reference. That is possible.
I actually know it is possible, but you understand. I'm in Waltham Forest there playing, yeah, warming up and that, and then we come out and they go, you know, I'm trying to think who was on that team. Like these youths on that other team, yeah, putting their hands in and saying, like Stephen Danzo was on that team. That's my guy. But you put your hands in, you're saying no mercy. I'm like, who do you think I am about no mercy? You're joking. So that always had me heated. Like that always had me heated. So yeah, Hackney White Heat, I used to go at them crazy because that always had me heated, bro. Like that always had me like mad. So we're down by 2. And the tallest player they got is wiping everyone's shit all day, bro. Wiping everyone's shit all night. But I've been going at who's regarding me. I've been going at them. And I'm thinking, all right, cool. You know, and it's full of people at the score. You know what the score in Leighton? It's full of people, yeah? And I get the ball. And you know how you kind of collide like this? This guy tried to wipe my shit. I pulled that shit back one hand, bro. And I put that dude in the rim, bro. To this day, like...
Wait. What did you do after you dunked at him?
Bro, I did this. I ran back and I said, no mercy. I ran back like this.
So you're a capper now, yeah?
Bro, I was like this. I didn't do that, bro. I don't know why I did it. I was screwing that. I'm trying to think, like we had, like they ended up winning that game. They were nice, but we had Will Saunders on my team, like the GB guy.
Okay.
Who you know, who I love. I love Will Saunders, and like we was just going at them, you know. I just don't like. I didn't understand it, so I can't. I was like, I'm not from Sevenoaks, bro. I'm not a South. This is not South End Swiss. Like this is not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. You know. I'm not about to be scared of you guys. Like I've dealt worse. So it did. Until I spoke to Laurent Irish at a run later on in life. And he told me about the whole no mercy thing.
How did he explain it? Just in case, because I think it's important. Because fortunate for you, you had an opportunity to speak to Laurent, and he was able to give you the history behind it. But from what he explained to you, I think it's important that other people might have been in the same situation as you, and they're adults now. And imagine you never had that conversation with Laurent, and he never told you what it really was. You would have still. Come on now, people hold stuff. You would have still, in your mind, you would have still associated that.
Professional.
So could you explain to us like how he explained it to you and what you took from it?
So I was at a run at the score on a Saturday night. I want to say Sunday night, and Laurent Irish was one of those players that I really loved because he was smooth, but he was tough, you know. And when he used to talk and stuff, I kind of gravitated towards him, you know. And he was talking to my cousin one day, and he was talking about like back in the day and like a situation that happened at Hackney College, and I asked him like, what is that no mercy thing about? Do they think we're gonna be scared? Or I might inadvertently said it, you know. Like, yeah, they say no mercy, like I'm soft or something. Like that's just my mental. Like I would have said it loud. I don't want people to think that I'm gonna do it undercover.
No, but
this is before
but also another thing is, in not to try and defend you because you've made yourself perfectly clear, but also you was young as well.
Yeah.
But you hadn't had an opportunity to be around those players and to know some history that had gone on prior to you playing ball. So
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
So he said, nah, no mercies from Joe White. And Joe White was this coach, and he coached these guys, and he, you know, and that's what he used to say. Right? That's how. Like what I started to gauge from it was no mercy didn't just mean no mercy on your opponents. It meant no mercy on your workouts. Don't come out here and make any excuses. Come work your butt off. Come be persistent. No mercy like means no excuses really. So that's what Laurent gave me, and that's amazing. Like for Laurent to say that, especially with how he played, and there might have been more athletic players, but there weren't. There might not be a tougher player than Laurent.
You know what's actually funny? He had bounce like Damien Modeste when he was younger.
Damien Modeste as well. That guy.
No. Did you?
So
No.
skilled, bro.
No. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Him and Damien were on par for bounce when they were younger. I know it's hard to because you don't see Laurent doing that all that stuff. But before I even played basketball, I remember, and I always say this story. I remember going to a gym, and there's like a curtain. You know them curtains in the gyms. Curtains. So it's like the curtains are like what 6 foot high, and you can't see above it, or you can see the rim. And we're trying out for White Heat. I never made it, by the way, this time. We're playing out on White Heat, and I think Ollie was there. All of the Hackney guys were there on the younger side because that's our age group. And we just remember we were playing. It got to a point where no one cared what we were doing because all you hear is like bang, and then you look and all you see like Damien flying, or you see Laurent flying. Those were the two people that were flying on the upper court. And it was like, to me, I've watched them play. So that's why, when you say he's not that athletic, I'm like if you saw him before he went to America, the levels were so much more different. But the toughness,
that's crazy.
The toughness as a player, definitely. But I think that's also to do with someone's personality. How you play basketball to a certain extent is a part of your inner you. Do you see what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
And sometimes some of us, when we're on the court, we let the real us out, and when we're off court, we're a little bit different. I'm sure you're aware there's a lot of basketball players like that. So yeah, but I think it's good. I think it's good that he was able to share that because those stories don't get told often enough, and it shows real growth in terms of you being at a certain age, and the fact that you took what they were saying as motivation to put your stamp on basketball so you can get your respect. And believe it or not, I'm sure those guys who you battled against when you was younger, when they saw you, they gave you that nod, like, yo, like you're 30, you know what I mean?
Man.
So if you really think about what it does, and I'm not too sure that was the psychology behind that phrase, but you could take that phrase and you can either be weak or you could take that phrase and be like, no, I'm not having it. So
exactly.
that's how you interpret it. So that's awesome.
That's how you can interpret it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you started playing basketball. You started dunking when you was like 14. So tell me a little bit about your basketball journey from you was 14 up until let's say up until before you played in Germany, right, for a little while, right? Yeah. So up until before you went to Germany, what was your basketball? Did you have goals to go to America? What was it? What was it for you? How did it pan out for you?
So a lot of people don't know that I did go to America. I went to play at an academy in Las Vegas. But prior to that,
how did you get the hookup? How did you get the hookup with that? How did you go around?
So prior to that, one of my best friends, Sammy Ricky, he went to IMG. And this is before IMG was this big powerhouse it is now. So big up Sam for laying the foundations. He played with Dwight Powell, who's at Dallas Mavericks, who I think sucked at IMG, to be fair. And I used to work out with this guy called Akintola and Beresford Mac, and the Bonsu family was around there, but I only knew them two really. And Mackie was talking to me about going to St. Kitts and trying to do a camp in St. Kitts, and there was going to be like high school coaches there that would help me in the long run. So I was like, all right, let's do this. Long story short, we didn't go to St. Kitts. I don't even want to get into why. There's people passing the buck for 10, 15 years now. And so I stayed in contact with a lot of these coaches. And by the time the next season came, some of the guys that I went with, some of really good basketball players I went with, including the girl, we got this kind of hookup to stay in Las Vegas for like some months, So what happened then was um, I went to Vegas. I participated in all the AAU things. I played against a lot of NBA players, a lot. Like now, when I look back, I'm like, damn, like look who I was playing against. This is just when Hoots mixtape was becoming prominent, and I'm so lucky because Brandon Knight crossed me so bad. Yeah, yeah, he crossed me so bad. I didn't know at the time who was in the gym. Like if it's because Hoop Mixtape could have been in that gym. Like I'm seeing this skinny dude with cornrows going crazy, you know, ugly dude going crazy. And then the thing is,
you called him ugly.
He ugly as
that was that must have been a disgusting crossover, man.
Bro, crazy. He bounced the ball in front of me, and I normally never went for steals. But all my games prior, I had been taking the ball. I've been playing full court, 94 feet defense, and normally I just play 94 feet defense. I don't touch it. But the physical different. I was taking the ball from these dudes, going back down the floor and dunking the ball, and I'm thinking, this will get me a scholarship. Like I remember I played against a Canadian AAU team as a warm up before I played in Reebok, and I played in Reebok and Adidas. Like I don't think I was supposed to do that, but that's what I did. Prior to them games, we had these warm up games, and like I took them games personal as well. People would laugh on my accent, and I talk with a strong London accent. So
Same here.
Yo, bring the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, send the ball. All these men looking at me, laughing. I'm like, do you know what's about to happen? You don't know what's about to happen. So I'm catching lobs, dunking it. I'm playing full court defense and stealing the ball and laying it up and looking at the parents in the crowd and stuff. And like, oh, so I'm gassed, you know, and I'm guarding Brandon Knight now. And he wasn't a normal point guard, but the point guard was this small dude with like lots of hair, like this little quick dude. But the night because I wanted to guard someone that was a scorer, you know, and I felt like he was a scorer. So I'm guarding Brandon Knight, and he's walking, he's comfortable for some reason. I don't know why. He's just comfortable, bro. So he bounces the ball right between his legs in front of him, and he snatches it. Bro, it's not even that he crossed me. It's that I was stuck. I couldn't move. Like, I was like, oh. And he just let it fly from free, and it wetted it. Cool. Like, to this day, bro, one of the most traumatizing crosses. And you know what? He got dunked on by DeAndre Jordan. I'm so happy. Because that crossover was crazy. Like, he have to do me like that. But, yeah, like, he's one of my... Like, I played Tim Hardaway Jr. as well. Mate, like, he was just a catch... When he was just a catch-and-shoot guy, he still is, but he had that clip from young, you know? So I played there for a couple of years, a lot of months, and then I came back. I only got junior college scholarships because it was really late in the year.
Why didn't you take a junior college? I went junior. I went junior college.
My mum wasn't having it.
But you know, your credits transfer. I know in hindsight now, right? You know, that that's not a bad path to take to go to a 4-year school because it's still. You can still transfer out. And most of the people, some people go junior college for a year, transfer out. Some people go for 2 years and transfer out. And you do actually get offers. And you're more likely to get more offers being in the American system playing basketball than you are coming straight from the UK. Because no matter how good you are, unless you're like one of the elites from the UK where like, you're playing in England from young and you're playing against all the national players and they can say, okay, he played against, like, for instance, Brandon Knight in Japan tournament. Oh, he gave him 50. Oh, this guy can play. They can assess it. So looking back at it, if you could have made that choice again, would you have tried to convince your mum a little bit harder to go junior college? Or do you feel like even now you wouldn't have wanted to go junior college?
I think looking back, when I speak to like the junior college that were offering me as well, when I speak to like people about them conferences, or like, I don't really like that conference. That's not a great conference. But in the same breath, my mum had to kind of load manage me because I was so eager to go out there. I didn't know if I was getting a bad deal or not. And she saw that in my eyes. She saw how eager I was. Like, bro, my mum, like, she never worried about me leaving the house at 1 a.m. because she knew I was going for a run. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lived in the ends. I lived in estates all my life. Like
run,
I just like
run.
yeah, no, literally.
No,
Like,
I'm joking. No, I'm joking. Bro, I'm joking. You know I troll you. You know I troll you. You know I troll you.
For sure. And you know, I'm a 13-year-old daughter, so I wasn't like, and I got, you know, so like she in the same breath. Most of the time, I was running.
You know, I feel you. I feel you.
Like I'm running, I'm going, like I'm running, bro. Like listening to music, doing push-ups every day. When the sun comes out, I'm going to the park. Like I had that kind of. I did believe